E-mobility is great, but it comes with a lot of added problems to it. I'm very proud to announce the first team, Collecto, who is going to target one of the main problems.
All right, everyone, happy to have you here tonight. We are Team Collecto, and we would like to make mobility of tomorrow more sustainable. But before we're getting started, and also to energize you a bit, we would like to know from you, who has already used an e-scooter in his or her life? Maybe you can raise your hand. All right. So I would say almost everyone, or at least like really a lot of you. And micromobility has become really popular in the last years. And even in the next years, the market will grow by around 20% until 2030. With this increase in electrification, also new problems will arise. One of them is the waste of lithium-ion batteries. Until 2030, we expect more than 26 million end-of-life lithium-ion batteries. And just to give you a rough feeling about how many batteries we're actually talking, just imagine we would pile up all of these batteries one by one. We would not only reach the altitude of the International Space Station, but we'd even go 5 times beyond. So we're really talking about a gigantic amount of batteries that we have to deal with in the future. But at the moment, there's no process that connects micromobility companies, logistics, and recyclers to dispose and recycle these lithium-ion batteries. Today, we have Bernd with us. And Bernd works for a European electric scooter company as an operations manager, and he's responsible for the fleet in Munich, and he's also responsible for the battery recycling. But with the current status quo, he's running into some problems. And the first one is the partner acquisition. It's really hard for him to find suitable partners. He basically has to call dozens of recyclers until he finally finds a spot and a recycler that is still able and still has capacity to recycle his batteries. The same goes for logistic companies. There are not many, or not all of them, are actually able to transport damaged and critical end-of-life batteries. And even after he found partners, the real work starts. Contracts need to be signed, battery information needs to be sent to the recyclers and logistic companies. And so far, there are no digital processes for that. That means a lot of paperwork. And we're not talking about documents with only 1 or 2 pages. On average, a recycling project can take you 30 pages. And Bernd is not alone. His company has multiple locations throughout Germany. And each of these locations deals the recycling process in a different way. That means a lot of information gets lost. His company, in the end, doesn't know about the current battery state. Neither do they know which batteries have already been recycled, nor about the current costs of the process. But how can we actually fix this?
I'm very excited to now show you how we actually are going to fix all of these problems. With Collecto, battery recycling made easy. We aim to make battery recycling as easy as returning a package from Amazon. But how do we do it? There are 3 main aspects to Collecto. First, it's an online tool, so no paperwork is required. Second, we have a wide partner network, so we can fulfill battery collection requests anywhere. And third, we also offer reporting, so people can actually use the analytics from the recycling process to generate ESG reports. And now, to demonstrate how easy it is to actually order a battery pickup on Collecto, please welcome Bernd to the stage.
Thank you. As you can all see, I have a few batteries that I want to get rid of. And I could do it right now by filling this long form. But that will take too much time. I want to do it easy, in simple steps. And that's why I use Collecto, where with 5 simple steps, I can order already a battery pickup. First, I just need to specify where the batteries are located. I can autofill this data already. Then, the next step is specifying which are the batteries that need to be picked up. For this, I first need to specify the battery type. I can, of course, enter the battery specs per hand, but again, this takes too much time, and I sometimes forget what is the size of this battery or what is its chemical composition. So I can use a smart function of Collecto, that is that I can add a battery type via CSV file. I already have the template stored in my computer, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload the battery type. When Collecto lets me know that the battery types were successfully added, I can already select them. I already see them here. I can see that I have the one battery type, and from this, I can go to the next step, that is specifying what is the state of these batteries. I can see that I have 3 states: okay, defective, and critically damaged. If I'm unsure what each state means, I don't have to browse the web and read how is the state. I can go directly to the information button and read about the batteries. If I need more information, I could go to the web, but all the information is inside the Collecto platform. The first battery type is in an okay state, and actually I have 20 of those. And the next battery type, it's in a defective state, and I have 30 of those. Now, I can go to the next step, that is specifying the packaging of the batteries. This step is really important for the logistics partner, because they can know how are the batteries that they're gonna pick up packaged. In my case, both batteries are in our custom box for my company Volt. So I'm gonna go ahead and select those. Then I just have to review my order. I see the batteries that I just added with their quantity and states. The estimated price based on weight and state actually makes sense. The location that I enter in the first step, and I can even specify pickup days. Actually, on Fridays, I'm doing product demos. So I'm gonna go ahead and deselect that one. Now I can place my order.
Once the order is placed, Collecto will contact nearby recycling and logistics partners which are capable of actually recycling these types of batteries that were just entered. From then on, customers can track the order status in the order overview.
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and go to the order overview, where I can see past orders that I've done and also the order that I've just made. I'm gonna go ahead and see the order details of that order. Again, is the order summary that I saw before completing the order. Everything makes sense. Oh, how nice. I just got a pickup confirmed. It's actually next Wednesday from 9 to 12, and actually that works for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and confirm that one.
So once the pickup date is confirmed with the recycling partner and the logistics partner, the mobility companies sign a contract right directly between them. And also this can be done conveniently on our platform.
So I'm gonna continue, download the contract, and upload it. I already have the contract in my computer, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload it. Now, Collecto notifies me that the contract was successfully uploaded, and now I just have to wait for the pickup. Thank you very much. And with those 5 simple steps, I can already get rid of my batteries, and it was so easy as returning an Amazon package.
Great. So now that the pickup is completed, the only thing left is the recycling that's actually happening. Once this step is also complete, Collecto will display a recycling report, as you can see here, which can then be used for ESG reporting. And now, let's take a look at our business model.
Great. I think of you already getting hyped for our solution. But Collecto doesn't only have an amazing product. We are also in a fast-growing market. So already today, we have already 420 millions in the total market of battery recycling. With the strong push in regulation and rising awareness of sustainability, the market will keep growing and have a 6 times increase, reaching to 2.94 billion as our total addressable market. With a target market in micromobility companies and end-of-life batteries, as well as a 40% market share, Collecto aims to achieve a 138 million as our expected annual revenues. Here, I guess you might wonder why we are confident that we can have a 40% market share. That's because now, for today, for micromobility companies, there's not really a mature go-to solution for them to recycle their batteries. They always have 3 options. A, marketplaces. B, government-backed recyclers. C, private logistic/recyclers. However, none of them can provide an easy and holistic solutions for them. then Collecto gonna step in. We are about to revolutionize the whole battery recycling operations. So if the micromobility companies use our platform today, or probably some of you do after tonight, after I finish this talk, Collecto, we're gonna charge you 150 euros per location per month for the access to the platform and analytics. For each order you make, Collecto, we're gonna charge you 4 euro per kilogram of the batteries for recycling and logistics. In the meantime, Collecto will keep optimizing our ordering process. In the next 3 years, we will keep expanding our market and onboarding other features. Our vision is to become the #1 for battery recycling in Europe. Let's create a sustainable future with us, Collecto, for you, for micromobility, and for the world. Thank you.
So if you have any questions, we have 5 minutes now, as Franz mentioned. Please raise your hand and I'll try to see you. Yes. Yeah?
So, given that you are forwarding these batteries to some other actual recyclers, what is the state in Europe at the moment in terms of available recyclers? Is that already enough for the demand that is about to come up? Or is that also something that is still lacking?
Yes, I'm going to repeat the question for the live stream. So the question was, given that we forward the battery recycling requests, are there enough recyclers? And
So you're completely right at the moment, because like this whole electrification is just ramping up, let's say. At the moment, there are probably not enough recyclers, but what we currently see in the market, that more and more actually companies think about recycling methods. So either kind of the big corporates, OEMs and automotive want to improve their own recycling processes, as well as new companies, like our project partner, Arise, and want to tackle this problem. So therefore, we think at the moment, it's probably quite hard to get the capacity, but in the next coming years, also new businesses will create around this recycling part.
more questions?
If you calculate the CO2 emission to pick up the batteries, is it still net positive to recycle the batteries?
Yeah, okay, so the question was if we consider the transporting costs of CO2 for picking up the batteries, if it's still a net positive to actually collect and recycle the batteries. I can take it. Yes, I would argue very much, even though I don't have the concrete numbers, I would argue very much that it makes sense, because actually also getting lithium out of the air, also cobalt and nickel, is a very expensive cost to the environment, also to the like on the social aspect, as there's often child labor involved. So I would say CO2 emissions are not the only factor, and again, like getting it out of the ground is a much more also energy consuming process than just transporting it with a truck. More question? Yeah.
So, logistics for these batteries, actually, in logistic industry, it goes either by weight or by volume. So in this case, do you think it would be fruitful to justify the logistic cost in that case? Because let's say the material recovery might not fetch that much monetary benefit, as you might spend more on, let's say, shipping this thing from place A to place B. Do you think it would be justifiable?
You mean, so the question is, if the logistic cost is justifiable by the value that you get out of the recycling? Is that correct? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, so here we have the number of like 4 euro per kilograms, which for kilogram of the battery, which actually includes both the logistic and the recycling. And this number is getting the willingness to pay by most OEMs that for their battery recycling. So everything will be included. So like the fees on the road, the recycling, all the processing and recycling, also getting the materials back.
Yeah, thank you. This one? Okay, yeah, so the question is how many logistic and recycling partners we have, and on the logistic ones, especially considering that batteries are dangerous goods.
So we would probably start our service on a small scale. So let's say start with one location in Germany, which would be Munich. We've been in discussions with different logistics as well as recyclers. And then we would basically build it up. Of course, we cannot say we would directly start European-wide, because then we would need a bunch of partners. So probably we would try to grow our network kind of organically. Yeah. So basically, I cannot tell you like an exact number how much logistic companies we will need to cover like the European market, but we will start for sure with kind of a pilot here in Munich.
Great. Do you have more time? No? Then thank you for your questions.